Could NASA be censoring the information gathered by the James Webb Space Telescope about the interstellar object 3I Atlas? This interstellar visitor has caught the attention of the media, scientists, and space enthusiasts because of its unusual characteristics. It doesn't look much like a comet, but it doesn't resemble an asteroid either, and so far, no one knows exactly what it is. Before we go on, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Myst Files, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our investigations into the mysteries of the universe. What is 3I Atlas? Discovered on July 1st, 3I Atlas was initially estimated to be about 20 kilometers in diameter, twice the size of the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. But those 20 kilometers likely refer not to a solid core, but to the coma, the cloud of gas released as it approaches the Sun. In addition, the object shows a strange feature. Its tail doesn't point in the expected direction relative to the Sun. Normally, a comet's tail always forms pointing away from the star. In the case of 3I Atlas, its orientation is different, which has led to all sorts of speculation, even the idea that it could be emitting artificial lights. One of the boldest voices supporting this possibility is Avi Loeb of Harvard. He suggested that we shouldn't dismiss the idea that this object could be an alien probe. But Loeb himself makes it clear, this is pure speculation, an imaginative exercise while we wait to learn what it really is. Where does the alleged censorship come in? The James Webb Space Telescope observed 3I Atlas on August 6th. Observations from other instruments, like Hubble and Swift, have already been published. But so far, no paper using Webb's data has been released, leading some to claim NASA is hiding information. In reality, there's no censorship at all. What exists is a scientific embargo. What is a scientific embargo? When a scientist secures observation time on a telescope like James Webb, the collected data is temporarily exclusive to the research team that proposed the project, usually for 6 to 12 months. This protects the work of those who carefully plan the observation. Without an embargo, anyone could immediately take the data, publish results first, and steal the scientific credit. In the case of 3I Atlas, because it's a transient object, the embargo was shortened to 3 months. In other words, James Webb's data will be made public later this year. There's no secret, just time for scientists to analyze their findings. And this isn't a NASA privilege. All space agencies follow the same protocols. Hubble, for example, once had embargoes as long as 12 months. Because James Webb is in such high demand, its rules are even stricter. Conclusion: there's no censorship. Calling this process censorship is a common mistake, usually made by people who don't know how science works. This kind of noise spreads distrust and harms serious science communication. Once the embargo ends, any researcher will be able to analyze the data to confirm or challenge the original conclusions. So, what we're seeing here isn't secrecy, isn't censorship, it's simply how science works. Want to keep up with everything about 3I Atlas and other cosmic mysteries? Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Myst Files, turn on notifications, and visit mystfiles.com for exclusive content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode of Myst Files.